Hey guys, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel. Ofer again. Well, the internet has gone absolutely crazy over the Giacomo Turra scandal, and I want to chip in and share my standpoint as a rock or metal guitar player. And yeah, just have a little talk with you guys. Anyways, let me start with my introduction to Giacomo. A couple of years ago, I had a gig in Israel for my album release show, Adrenalized, and the venue's owner actually showed me Giacomo's profile and told me he's going to come and play at the venue, and he was like really excited about it. And I was, underwhelmed by it. It's another Instagram player, right? Good looking, very polished, doing the funky elevator music that we all love to hate. And he invited me to come to the show, which I obviously didn't go to, but now I'm kind of intrigued to check in with the guy and ask, how did the show go, since we all learned that Giacomo can't really play and it was all fake. But anyways, that's kind of how I got exposed to Giacomo, and over the years a couple of students have also showed me his videos and stuff. And I'll just start by saying, to me, all the Instagram guitar player phenomenon has always been very boring and characterless at the most, because I grew up idolizing guitar heroes like, Dimebag, Eddie Van Halen, Marty Friedman, Richie Blackmore. Every one of those guitar players had a different character, and they all brought something different and exciting to the table. They were raw, they were real. Back in the days before the internet was a big thing, you couldn't even know much about them, right? So you had to develop the mystique within your head and read interviews and get the DVDs by the bands and dive into their world and kind of build their image in your head. And it was very cool. And as the years went by, we got used, or I imagine the newer generation, because I've never been a part of it, but I'm assuming kids today, they're idolizing these guitar players just like Giacomo, who actually got exposed for stealing whole songs and improvisations from other creators, which is horrible, right? I'm not even getting into the fake playing part, which we all got used to, and is kind of acceptable in today's standards, right? Because people just want to have a nice polished video to share. But I'm assuming that kids today who are looking for someone to idolize, they open their Instagram feed and they get exposed to all those super polished, good-looking modern guys, right, that have their caps on backwards and have a couple of nice polished tattoos on their hands. And maybe that's who they idolize. And I think that's the big problem here, is idolizing something that is not even real, right? We just learned that the guy couldn't even come up with his own parts, let alone play. So I think it's a great thing that finally a scandal like this is being blown up, and thank you Danny Sapko for making the initial video, and all the other guys who chipped in. Rick Beato shared a video, Adam Neely, and Leon Todd. All the guys made a video about him, and I just want to make my video as kind of the rock player standpoint, right? Because being a rock player, you idolize real characters, you idolize real raw playing, right? You take Van Halen 1, it's all raw takes, the mistakes are there, the spirit is there, the character is there, because real character has flaws in it. And I think that's the biggest getaway from this whole story, is we're lacking character nowadays. And I'm missing the days where guitar heroes, and don't get me wrong, there are a few modern guitar heroes, like Brandon Alice is a great example. He's a guy with character, he's a guy with presence, he's cool, he's original, he's got a great tone, and he's not falling into the whole super polished thing that just is today's standards. But a lot of today's guitar players are just these Instagram, social media characters that are not even real, apparently. And thank God that people are starting to discover it And I really hope that something will change, because the bigger problem is that the guitar companies, the endorsers, the guitar makers, all of them are obligated to work with what sells, right? They're businessmen. So they have to follow what's popular, and unfortunately in the past 5-10 years, I don't know how long, and that big market of social media players who aren't even like real creators, they don't even create their own music, has been the biggest market, unfortunately. And I really hope that this whole Giacomo Turra scandal will open a new door, because look, all the companies that worked with him had to drop all their ties with him. No one wants to be related with him. The guitar company that he was endorsed with just took the model off the website. That's insane. Imagine what kind of loss it is, right? They invested hours, days, months into designing the guitar, manufacturing a few thousands models, right? A lot of people are invested in it, and everyone just cut their ties. I really hope that we're going into a new era where the guitar industry has higher standards and they're looking to work with people who are actually worth their time, not just because the way they're presenting themselves, but actually for who they are as artists, as human beings, right? Because Giacomo was exposed to not just be, a fake player and a thief. He was actually exposed also of being like a total douchebag. Like, I saw some videos of people who actually know him personally, and they all said that he just dismissed them whenever they brought up accusations. He just, went and kept doing his thing, even though he said he apologized and stuff, and he had an apology video on YouTube too that he took down, and I saw the video and it was like pathetic, the guy didn't held accountable, or couldn't be held accountable, or he just didn't take the responsibility for what he's done. And yeah, I just hope that things are going to change, and I think this whole scandal is a positive thing, because the guitar world has been going into this direction that is not as exciting as it used to be, right? And I'm talking mostly about the idolized guitar players, and there aren't big personalities anymore, and I personally miss it. I never liked a band just because the way that not just because of the music that they put out, but also because of the personalities within the band, right? You want to be best friends with the band. You want to feel like you're a part of it. You want to, just feel like you're a part of something exciting and big. And I really miss that. And yeah, I think that's kind of what I wanted to say. And I felt like a lot of people from the fusion world, the jazz world, and gave their 2 cents on it, and I just wanted to share my kind of standpoint as a rock player, that big personalities and authentic takes and authentic music, I'm not saying that it all has to be 100%, I'm not saying that it all has to be 100% real, right? But I do think that it's important that we rely on real, authentic people. And yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to share with you today. Hopefully some of you can relate, and I can't wait to see more videos about this whole scandal, because it's pretty big and it's the first time that something like that has happened, right? Or at least that I heard of. And yeah, I hope we'll get more exciting videos. If you haven't watched, please watch Danny Sapko's video. Adam Neely, I think he's the guy that made a video, a very long video, which I just watched yesterday, and a very intricate one, an interesting one to watch. So make sure you check this one out too. And yeah, let's see where this whole thing goes, because right now we're still in the dark. Giacomo is, kind of in the shadows. He took his YouTube he took his YouTube channel down and he hasn't posted on Instagram anything about it. I'm very interested to see where we're going to move on from that, and also what the future is going to look like for companies, brands, and just in general, the whole guitar atmosphere and universe. Where are we going to go forward? Anyways, guys, that's it. That's my 2 cents about the whole story. Hope you can relate, and please share in the comments if you have any thoughts about what I just said. Hopefully it's not just a big mumble and there's some coherent thoughts in there. But I'll see you all very soon in the next videos. Please stay safe, rock hard, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, bye bye.